Hello everyone, welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have Ryan. Ryan is from Jersey in the UK. So let's see what Ryan has to say. Enjoy the interview. Hello Ryan, how are you?
Yeah, good, thank you. And how are you?
Very well. Thanks so much for taking the time this evening for the interview. Thank you.
No worries, looking forward to it.
So tell me, how was your day today?
Yeah, pretty good. It's been busy. Monday's always a hectic day. I've got two daughters, so they both do hobbies in different places, so it's always carnage.
So tell me what has been the highlight of your day today?
I think the highlights probably being I went and done a good training session at the track. So I trained. I did an Ironman last week, so very much into my training, and I had a really good session today. That's probably the highlight, if I'm honest.
Oh wow. So tell me, where are you from?
Jersey and the Channel Islands.
Okay. Born and raised?
Yes, I've moved away a couple of times, but yeah, born and raised.
So tell me something interesting about the island.
It's a 9 miles by 5 mile island, so it's very small. You got about 100,000 people that live in it.
Wow.
It's one where most people know most people in there. It's very much like a small town, but I don't think we'll be living here for much longer.
And how far are you from London?
It's like a 35-minute flight.
Okay, so it's not too far. It's
No.
okay. I see.
Yeah.
So, and what do you do for work, for a living?
So online health coaching. So I have a business with my wife, and we've won multiple awards where we help busy professional parents to prioritize their health in a way that fits their lifestyle without sacrificing their career or their children.
Wow. So tell me how your journey started as a coach.
I mean, it probably started because I struggled to find what to do for a living. I tried various different things. I've got ADHD, and I didn't know at the time, so I struggled with authority. I got bored easily unless I was physically interested in it. I did struggle to carry on, and then I fell into personal training probably about 15 years ago. I built a business up, and then which is very much focused on the training side of it, fitness, and then had a mental health breakdown 11 years ago. And I suffered depression and anxiety to the point where I didn't want to get out of bed some mornings. Nearly lost my wife and oldest daughter for it.
Wow.
But my wife knew that there was something in me that wanted to help people. So that's where we reassessed what I was doing for a business. And I think most people thought I was mad, but we walked away from that business and set up our online coaching. And it was very much me rebuilding myself and sharing my message to help other people. And then Ellie is very much alongside and in line with that personal development and stuff because she's an absolute weapon of a human.
Wow, I love those stories where people they literally, turn around their life. They kind of start something new it's helping them, and not just them, but others as well. I think
That's
it's
it.
for you to, to be brave. My God, when you say about, leaving a business and start something new, it can be a bit tricky, but you just follow your intuition and what's better for you. And I'm sure, when you follow your guts, that's what happened.
That's it, exactly.
Amazing. Okay, Ryan, so during the interview, I'm going to explore a bit more about your life and also about your journey so far, okay?
Yeah.
Are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through memories in life and share your point of views?
Ready.
Amazing. Welcome to William and the Magic Box. So I have here my best friend. Full of random questions. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to play a song just for us to relax before the first question, okay?
Okay.
Let's do it. Right, so before we start the game, during the journey, if it comes up a question that you don't want to answer, don't want to talk about, always can change, okay?
Yeah.
Amazing. First question is, if you could stay any age for the rest of your life, what age would that be and why?
The age I am now, 36, because I've got the wisdom and knowledge that I've earned, and I wouldn't have had if it was any younger than that. I feel physically in the best shape of my life, and I've got everything that I could ever want as well. So, yeah, 36.
Aging for you is something that bothers you or you just see as a matter of life?
No, I think it's a matter of life, and I think with, like I said, with age comes wisdom. So I think I take opportunities as they come, and I always believe that we should try to live every day as if it's our last. But aging is, I think people who fear aging are fearing the inevitable, and it's almost like you're not present when you're worrying about aging.
See, what's the biggest joy of being Ryan? What do you like the most about being you?
I think that I've learned to be myself unapologetically. I don't live to impress anybody. I'm just me, and I think I think that's the most important thing. I've got two daughters, and that's all I want them to be in life is themselves.
Wow. And what's the biggest joy of being a dad?
Seeing the happiness and the joy that they have when you give them the attention, you're playing with them, you're having fun. I think that to me, and I think like the way that my girls look at me, I know that I'm doing a good job even when I feel like I'm doubting it at times.
And so far, what has been the most meaningful lesson you've learned from them?
I think the most meaningful lesson of being a dad is they do what they do what they see, not what they're told. I think a lot of the time we think like we need to tell our children what to do, but I'm a huge believer that we actually don't. We need to live and show them what to do because they're emulating our behaviors. They're making our decisions. And I often say that to people I work with is like, would you be happy for children making that decision? If the answer is no, we probably know deep down we need to be making a different decision.
I see. Very good. Next question. Let's do it. Hey, Ryan. Next question is, what 3 things are you most grateful for?
My wife, my children, and my closest friends.
Wow. So tell me how your path crossed with your wife for the very first time. How did you meet up?
I had a boot camp business and she joined that as a client. She's very, very shy, didn't say much, but she had this beautiful smile that I pretty much felt like I fell in love with straight away. And as I've got to know her and seen her grow and develop into being herself unapologetically, she's also saved me with my mental health. She's my best friend, and I think that yeah, that was how our paths crossed. We've been inseparable ever since.
Wow. What's the biggest difference between both of you and the biggest similarity?
We're complete opposites in most things. I'm somebody who's very much a million miles an hour. Ellie's very cautious. I'm somebody who'd be a bit of a bulldog in a china shop. Ellie would be very much reserved on things. But our similarities are our passion, our love for training, and our passion and love for helping people with their lifestyles, which we do for our living.
Okay, so your wife is watching this interview right now and have a moment, an opportunity to send her a message. What would you say? She's watching.
No matter what happens, know that you're always at the front of my mind and we've got this together. I think we've had a challenge in last year and I know things are only going to improve because no matter what happens, we get stronger together.
Beautiful. Very good. Next question. Let's do it. You like dancing, right?
Not really. I'm not very good with dancing.
So before the next question, tell me what's the biggest joy of being an online coach, coaching people? What you like the most about it?
I think seeing the belief in people transform. I think a lot of the time when I work with people, they think that the goal or they think it's more of a dream than a goal a lot of the time, and seeing that stem from something that's just an idea to them realizing that then they're capable of it, and then when they go after it and achieve it, I think that's the big thing. Also the impact that has on their family, the positive impact. I think a lot of people think, oh, I'm just going to get myself in shape, but they don't realize how much their children benefit from it, how much their partner benefits from it, all those around them, their colleagues, everybody benefits.
And the opposite side, what do you find most challenging about your business, your career?
Most challenging part is probably trying to. The way that my mind works is I've with ADHD, I can't switch off, so I'm jump from thing to thing, and I hyper focus on my work sometimes that it can probably negative impact my presence in certain situations. So I'm very distracted. I've had to train very hard my mind not to be distracted, but I definitely think that can be a weakness because the way that my business is, I can work for any time, any location.
Hmm.
I could just wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning and think about work and start working. I know full well that that's not a healthy approach. So I'm having that's probably one of the biggest challenges that we work on, as not just me, but my wife helps me on that.
For sure, I think have the support of your loved ones makes a difference for sure when you're there by your side. That's for sure.
100%, yeah.
And when you find yourself, very proactive, you're full of energy, do you find a way for you to somehow slow down or put yourself in a quiet time or not?
I've learned to channel it, so it's more that I'll use that energy to good. So I've the focus, like my hyper focus for the last 8 months. Wasn't able to swim 8.5 months ago. Never been on a TT bike, and hadn't run for 12 years. I
Wow.
decided to do an Ironman. So for the last 8, 9 months, I'd just been focusing on that, and I'd done the Ironman the week before last. So I'm very much, once I channel on to something, but it can
Mhm.
be a danger in terms of I get side, like I'm just focused on that when there's other things that are quite important. But I have Ellie and a good support network within my team that help me realign my focus so that I don't get too distracted. Because even my colleagues that work for me, they know the way my brain is wired, so they will literally have to sit me down like, Ryan, do this.
Amazing. Next question is, who would you swap lives with for a day if you could, for any reason?
I don't know if I'd ever want to swap lives with somebody, because I feel like that would be having a lack of gratitude for what I've got.
Hmm.
I guess if I was to swap lives with somebody, it would probably be somebody that has nothing. So somebody that's possibly
Wow.
homeless, living on the streets, worried that like how they're going to feed themselves that night, because I think that that would probably increase my sense of gratitude even further. And it's probably going to help me feel. I feel like comparison is a massive way for us to be able to appreciate things, and I think a lot of the time it's easy for us to take things for granted. So that would definitely be. I'd probably choose somebody with nothing.
What's the meaning of life for you, Ryan?
Um, Being happy. I think the meaning of life is feeling fulfilled,
Hmm.
living life on your purpose. I think that that's the most important thing to me. If I didn't feel fulfilled and I wasn't living my purpose, it wouldn't be my life. Yeah. Does that
Um,
answer it?
of course, no, there's no, everyone, there's their own way of approaching life. My question for you is, tell me a life lesson that life has taught you that you feel very grateful for.
I think that your ego will be your demon. I think that I look back to the 25-year-old me that had a mental health breakdown. Before that, I was so worried about trying to impress people that I didn't even like, that I didn't even know, that
Wow.
I'd lost track of the people that were around me that really I wanted to impress and that I loved. And it was all my ego. And then my ego also stopped me from getting help for a long time, which made me worse. So, yeah,
Yeah, I think sometimes when we are in this, trapped in that mindset, we can be our worst enemy, I think.
100%.
And you don't realize that for sure.
No.
Next question. Hey, Ryan, from Jersey. Did I say right the name of your
Yeah.
island? Jersey.
Yeah.
Fun enough, I had here on the show over 1,300 people around the globe. If I'm not wrong, you are my first guest from the island, if I'm not wrong.
Love it.
Next question is, tell us about your guilty pleasure.
Mine's food. I'm definitely a foodie, and I like all the foods that are most people call junk food. So I don't, I do enjoy the food that most people think they need to avoid.
Mhm.
Um, I think I've probably always had a bit of an unhealthy relationship with food, but I've managed to channel it better now. And I'm a certified nutrition coach, so probably a lot more aligned with how to do it in a balanced way.
Do you like cooking?
No, I'm a lazy cooker. I think I don't mind cooking. Like I like preparing my own food, but I like very simple foods. If something's got more than 3 steps to cook a recipe, I'm out. And that's why, like, even with all my clients, they know that it's like simplicity wins every single day for me.
I'm exactly the same. I'm exactly the same. Actually, I never thought this way, but for me, if I need to think more than 3 steps, as you just said, I'm done as well. I'm
Yeah.
just the same. Tell me something. Being in the fitness, of course, you are your business card, yeah, your appearance or
Yes.
physique. How do you manage that? As you said, you love, your foodie person. Yeah? How do you find yourself to balance everything with your fitness, with your food, with your appearance? There is something that you work on it.
I think the big thing for me is remembering my why, and it links back to the whole parent kids doing what they see, not what they're told. So I know, like back when I had a mental health breakdown, I let my body go. And I don't want my kids growing up seeing their dad out of shape, tired, burnt out, stressed out because he hasn't looked after himself. So every morning I wake up and I have, like, I call them non-negotiables to do each day to make sure that I'm serving myself. And it's not from a selfish point of view, but I know that if I serve myself, I'm in the best position to serve my wife, to serve my girls, and to serve my clients. And if I was to do it any other way, they would all get a second rate version of me. So I'm very clear on my priorities. And I think that makes a huge difference. And it's not drastic. It's simple things like getting enough steps each day, make sure I'm well hydrated, make sure I'm getting 3 colors in my diet, prioritizing sleep. And then I like to train 3 to 5 days a week, but it doesn't have to be drastic.
I see. Actually, I think I saw one of your videos that the transformation when you were in that time and the
Oh,
way. I
yeah.
think I saw one of their videos, very inspiring. I was like, wow,
Oh,
it's
thank
amazing.
you.
No, it's amazing for us to be able to expose that because I think people, when they see your social media, when they see, your business, it's good to be rare to be open about it because all of us we can get there. We just need to have a certain discipline and people like you helping us to get to a place where we can be more healthy, not just for, as you said, not just for us, but for our loved ones as well. It's very important.
100%.
3 questions left. Let's do it. Before the next question, tell me how fitness came into your life.
I've always been into it. I think a lot of it was when I was younger. I had undiagnosed ADHD, so was just thrown into sports, and that always stayed with me. I left school, and then went straight into the army. Very physical fitness side of lifestyle, and I've just always stayed with it. Yeah.
Wow. And when you think about your time in the army, what's the best memory that comes to your mind?
I think it was realizing that I'd passed out. So I'd done my basic training, and I think when I joined, I was like a bit of a I wasn't very well behaved. If I'm, I don't know if can I swear. I was,
Leave.
I was just not the kind of guy that I would like now. I would want to give that guy a slap, but I grew into a man when I joined the army, and I think passing out, I felt like it was the first time I'd made my family proud. I'd sort
Mhm.
of there was some sort of pride there, and it's like, do you know what? I stuck the course, and it wasn't easy, but that was probably the highlight for me.
Do you have brother and sister as well, or I don't?
I've got a younger sister.
Okay, perfect. Next question is, I think this one going to be very easy for you. Do you think your priorities have changed since you're younger?
100%, almost flipped. I think the big thing, though, what a lot of people don't realize is my priority is me first. And I believe everyone's priority should be them. And it's a thing where we have this view that when you put yourself first, it's selfish. And I'm like, actually, you can put yourself first without it costing somebody else. So it's like, I know, and all my wife knows, my kids know, I prioritize me because I know that I can serve them better. And that's the way that I do think that everyone should be prioritizing themselves, and getting comfortable with saying that is okay. We're not selfish. We're just recognizing that we've only got one body to live in for the rest of our life. We've only got one mind to have for the rest of our lives. We need to look after it, because if we don't, we will pay the price in 5, 10, 15, 20 years time.
I'm glad you mentioned that, and I think it's very important. I think you shouldn't be shy to say that you love yourself, that we love ourselves. I think you need to be the main character in your life because if you don't,
Yes,
how are you going to love others? So
exactly.
it's not, I understand your point sometimes to come across maybe big head or selfish, but it's not. I think you
No.
need to be ready for you to be ready for others, you need to be good with yourself. You need to love yourself first more than ever. Anybody else? Great. 2 questions left. Let's do it. Before the next question, people watching this interview right now, they would like to, to start work with you as, for you to guide them as a coach. Tell me something about your job that you provide that stands out compared with other coaches around.
We have a 6-pillared approach. So rather than just like many fitness people out there will focus maybe on diet and nutrition, they're only a very small part. We have 6 pillars. So we look at stress, sleep, mindset, habits, and then the nutrition and exercise. So it's a very holistic approach. We've also won 7 awards for what we do, and every client who joins us has a team of coaches. So although someone might join me and I'm the lead coach, there's also 2 or 3 other coaches that have different area of expertise. Like we've got a mental health coach, we've got a psychology coach, we've got different areas. So the idea is you get a team of experts in your back pocket rather than the one-man band.
And your wife, which part of the business is part on? What she's collaborated with the business?
So she's very much a lot more on with females. I tend to be more with the men.
Okay.
And then she's a lot more in depth with the psychology. She's got a sports science with psychology degree. And then she also does a lot more of the fulfillment side of things. So I probably have a little bit more behind the back business brain, and Ellie's very much more on the fulfillment. Like we've got like a membership site where our clients get different resources every week added onto it. She's very much hands on with that, creating all of that because she's very creative. If I was to be creative, I'm not. It would not look as good as she does.
Interesting. Next question is, what bores you?
Sorry?
What bores you?
The news, for sure. I think definitely the news is probably the biggest thing that bores me. Also something that probably really irritates me, because I think that we've become a society so hung up on watching the news that gives us so much negativity. I think it's not good for our mental health. I think we should be aware of what's going on in the world, but now it's too quick, too much all the time. So that's probably something that bores me, yeah.
Something just came to my mind right now, and I'm going to ask you, during the COVID, of course, I remember when the COVID hit, and I remember that, I was never going to the gym very often, and suddenly everything closed down.
Yeah.
I remember seeing the, coaches online doing an amazing job, like inspiring people and doing their job online. My question for you is, do you think that because of the COVID in the fitness industry, do you think it's after that became a positive part, or for you, do you think because of the COVID, it went down a little bit, the online coaching? What do you think?
It definitely went up. I was an online coach before then, and I had several people that were struggling locally for us, so we helped them build their online, because a lot of people didn't know how to do it. They'd just been in the gym face to face. But I definitely think it's made it more appealing to people to work online without having that gym experience. I personally think that every personal trainer should work in a gym first, gain experience on the gym floor, speak to people, actually be able to transform their lives in person before moving to the online. But I think that unfortunately now the online world's become so much easier, but then the problem is you have coaches that aren't great coaches selling it to people that really need help, and they're not the right people to help. So I think it's got its positives, but there's also the negatives behind it in that respect.
It's interesting you saying that. I had here on the show a fitness trainer from New York City, and he said something very interesting. He said, William, what I find most negative about my business, about my job, is nowadays on social media, there are so many influencers that because they have a big follower, they use this fitness to make their business, but they're not prepared for that. And some people, they get to it.
Yeah.
And I didn't know, never thought about that. And he said that was the most challenging part, because some people, they're not prepared. As you said, they're not prepared for that.
And you have people like, it's people's emotions, for somebody who wants to get in shape, it's very important to them, and they'll spend a lot of money on it. And sometimes people who perhaps aren't qualified, don't have the experience or knowledge to help them, will take their money. And I think that's another thing. What we're different from many other coaches is we probably say no to more people than we say yes, because if we don't think we're the ideal coach for that client, we would much rather refer out than say, oh yeah, well, join us, we'll take your money, and then we can't help them. Because I'm in this game to help people. I genuinely want to transform someone's life, and in 6 months time they tell me, you've changed my life for me and my family.
Totally. Last question. Ready?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Last one. Okay, before the last question, of course, checking your profile, I could see that you coached already like thousands of people. My question for you is, tell me a moment in your career as a coach that you're never gonna forget. Could be anything, something that you're gonna go like, you know what, I will always remember this special place. You're gonna get close to your heart.
Yeah, I remember it like it was yesterday. I had been in personal training when I was first started out as a personal trainer and fitness first. I had 2 other jobs. So I was working in the mornings, filling shelves at Marks and Spencer's, and I was working on the doors in the evenings as a bouncer. And I struggled to get clients at first. And I remember my old manager at Marks and Spencer's, when I was finished shelves, I said, look, whenever you want a job back full time, if ever you want it, you can have it. So I wrote my letter to have my notice in to stop being a personal trainer. I was like, this isn't going to work for me. I've got 2 bills to pay. I can't keep doing 3 jobs and not earning enough to pay my rent in the gym, never mind to live. I wrote my letter, and I had this lady, Sandra, her name was, who did 2 sessions for free with me. And she hardly said a word to me in the 2 sessions. And at the end of the 2 sessions, I said, oh, I hope you enjoyed the session. Yes, I'd like to sign up, but I also want my husband to sign up and my daughter as well. So I went from I was thinking it was 3 or 4 sessions a week with 1 or 2 clients to literally doubling my client base just with that 1 client. And she saved, I wrote about it in my first book, but she saved my career, because I would have left the fitness industry. I have no doubt about it. The letter was written in my pocket. I just hadn't seen the fitness manager that day. So I'll always remember. I think that people come into your life for a reason, and that was one reason why she came into mind, for sure. And she stayed a client until I stopped personal training.
Goosebump. My God, what totally agree. Those people sometimes just come into your life in the time that you're not expecting, and just give a big change, for sure.
That's it.
Beautiful. Last question is, what's the most memorable lesson you've learned from your parents?
I think the biggest lesson for me was, if you want something, you've got to work for it, but you can have anything you want if you work hard enough. And I think that was something my parents didn't give me a lot. They didn't have a lot. They gave me whatever I needed. A lot of the time, the niceties we weren't able to have. And I always remember my parents were, especially my mom, such a hard worker. And I'll always remember that. And I think, like, I always use the hashtag the hardest worker in the room, because I have this mindset that I want to be the hardest worker in the room. I might not be the most intelligent. I might not be the best personality. I might not have everything. But one thing I will not be outbeaten on is work rate. And, you know, I think that's a big way to live life, is like, do you know what? I'm going to put my all into everything I do.
Beautiful. Okay. It's not the end yet. Let's play now the word association game. Okay, I'm going to say 1 word, that you just tell 1 word that comes to your mind. Quick thinking. Okay. 1 word for money.
Happiness.
Fear.
Oh. None.
Family.
Love.
Life.
Deceit.
Religion.
Bible.
Sex.
Fun.
Love.
Cuddles.
Sweet.
Sorry?
No, I said sweet. Politics.
Lies.
Friendship.
Key.
Desire.
Happiness.
Regret.
In the past.
Success.
Sorry?
Success.
Happiness.
Wish.
For happiness as well.
And 1 word for happiness.
Content.
1 word for personal trainer.
That's a good one. Role model, it's probably two, but
Okay, one word for coach.
companion.
One word for jersey.
Small.
If I would come to Jersey for the very first time, tell me a place that I shouldn't miss it. What's the postcard of the island, in your opinion?
I'd say, like, if you're into history, probably the German bunkers.
Okay.
So that would be one big thing. But apart from that, there's loads of nice beaches. You know, it is really nice in the summer. It's got loads of nice beaches. St. Bernard's Bay in the summer, it's definitely good.
In your t-shirts, the name is logo of your business. What's
Yes.
it?
Yeah, Hodgson Health. Yeah.
Okay, Hodgson Health. One word. What would you say for your business?
Support.
Say again?
Support. I think that's the most important thing in my business is support. We support people. We're not.
Support. Okay, support. Okay, I got it. Okay. Let's pretend now I'm going to meet your wife for a coffee, and I'm going to ask her, define Ryan in one positive and one negative word only. What she would say about you?
I think this can be positive or negative. He's mad as a box of frogs, for sure. He knows, and he knows what he wants.
I see. Very good. Let's play now, Ryan and the magic box, and you can ask me a question. You can ask me a question now, Ryan.
Yeah, I think when I looked at your profile, I was like, what made you decide to do these interviews? I think that's been interesting.
Absolutely great question. You know what? 2020, when the world went upside down, I was already thinking about doing something on YouTube where I could connect with people, I could express myself, I could let other people express themselves as well without any judgments. But I didn't know what to do. I didn't know. Funny enough, I'm not sure in Jersey, but here in London, in England, during that time, you could leave the house once a day for exercise outside.
Oh, yeah.
And I was going for a run every afternoon. I remember that. And one of those runs, this idea came along. And I was like, oh my God, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to create some questions. I'm going to research some questions. And I'm going to literally invite run people around the globe to see their point of views. So that's how I started the show, through a run in the park. I remember the moment. I remember the place. I remember exactly the place. And that's why I love sports, because sports takes the best of you. Your mind, it clears your mind. You feel the best, you feel the greatest. Ideas come along, and it's the best time. So I think for me, always been growing up back in Brazil. I'm originally from Brazil. I remember playing volleyball when I was 11 years old. I was playing for years volleyball, and I'm so grateful for this time of my childhood as a teenager, because nowadays I feel a very great person because of that, because it's good for you too, for your mental health as well. I love sports. I love going to the gym. I love keeping myself, in fitness. I think it's amazing. That's why I love to talk to people fitness here, because I know the passion and I know how important it is to spread around. And I just hope that people watch this interview, somehow they gonna connect with you, with your business, and I just hope the best. So yeah, that's how the magic box started, through a run in the park.
Oh, I love it.
Did you enjoy the interview, Ryan?
Yes, good. Yeah, really good. Thank you.
Thanks again. Thanks for taking the time. Thanks for being so kind and sweet to accept my invitation. But before you go, if you can share a positive message or anything that you live by.
So if I could share what, sorry?
A positive message or anything that you live by.
Yeah, I think that the biggest thing for me is the best time to plant a tree was years ago. The next best time is now. So if you've got something you want to go after, don't wait for the right time. The right time might never come. Just go after it today and put yourself first. I think that's
amazing. Very good.
Okay. Perfect. Brilliant. Great stuff. Thanks. Nice to meet you as well.
Nice evening, and keep in touch. It was a pleasure to have you on the show. Okay, take care.
Cheers. Bye.
Bye. So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, to share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first subscribe to our channel, and after that just go to our website www.williamandthemagicbox.com and send us a request saying why would you like to be part of the show, and I see you there. Bye bye, see you next time.